This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, June 17th. I'm Jeff in studio with Tori. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Welcome.
It's always weird because I don't know if I'm going to mention your outfit or how you're feeling.
I know.
I'd rather just skip all the hospitality. Brandon, how are you? You look terrific. I love what you're wearing.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. I love the floral pattern you have on your blazer.
Come on, it's nice small
That's
talk.
Tori for sure.
That is Tori.
Tori's go-to, like if she doesn't know what to say, she's just like, you look fabulous and plum.
Yeah, it's a weird.
It's a weird
it's nice to acknowledge and to be specific about it.
Okay, what about my outfit?
You're clearly in a midnight sky with a touch of a storm cloud black.
Maybe a scotch?
A little bit.
All right, let's get started. Some breaking casting news, Brandon. It looks like Kristen Stewart will play Princess Diana in a new movie. You don't like this,
No, this is dreadful.
You don't like K-Stu? She's going to play the late princess.
Yep.
Okay. In the film Spencer, which takes place over 3 days in the 90s when Diana realized her marriage to Prince Charles was coming to an end. Of course, Twitter had a lot to say about that and everything. One person wrote, I don't see the resemblance. Kristen Stewart is a great actress, but I don't see her as Diana. Another tweeted, Kristen will prove y'all wrong. I can't wait for her to eat this up. All right, Tori, you're already groaning.
Okay, both are true. She actually is a great actress, and I think she is a good person. I don't know her, but Princess Diana was the people's princess for a reason. She connected. The one thing Kristen Stewart has never done is connected. I see her as the ice queen. She is someone that I see has a lot of like weird secrets or mysteries. Diana was an open book. It just doesn't feel right. If it was just someone warmer, perhaps that's more sort of generous to the public about giving, that makes sense to me.
Does your personal life have to bleed into the character that you're playing?
Like, yeah, for instance, if Mel Gibson is in a movie, I'm going to think about his personal problems.
All right. B. Lund, what do you think about K-Stu?
I don't know, Tori. I think you're reaching on this one a little bit, Tori. Just because you're an actor, actress. You're supposed to like embody that characters. You know, like that's your job to do that. So you're technically saying she's not a good enough actress to be able to let go of herself and become Princess Diana.
No, I think she's a good enough actress. I think her personality overshadows that. Like, she comes with baggage. Like, Jack Nicholson would be a weird, soft, like, Santa Claus character, because he's kind of that gruff, like, I gotcha.
He plays it in that one movie where he's like, as good as it gets,
no,
where
he's
he's like
angry
a
guy,
narcissist.
and then he becomes nice, but he's always the gruff guy. You never see him being like, come on in for a hug, The Shining.
All right. Agree to disagree here, I guess. Let's move on. Jimmy Kimmel is set to host the 72nd Emmy Awards in some form or another. The talk show host will also exec produce the show. It says executive produce, but in the biz, we call it exec produce.
You know the lingo, Jeff. You know the lingo.
Which will air on September 20th on ABC. It's not clear if the show will be live or with a virtual audience. The pandemic has already forced the Creative Arts Emmys, which are shown before the actual Emmys, to be shown virtually.
Do you care? What do you think?
You know, listen, I think Jimmy could do it. I think he could do it virtually if it needs to be done. I think he's a good enough just host, I should say. Brandon, what do you think about all these award shows? Should they have them? Should they do them virtually? Do people care?
I think right now, Jeff, because of the state of the climate of the world right now, I don't really think people want to hear from celebrities when it comes to an award show. I don't think people really want to celebrate celebrities right now because, I mean, you really haven't done anything for us to kind of get our minds away from COVID, and we don't have our TV shows, or we don't have our movies per se, or there haven't been that many albums being released right now. So I think right now it'd be a little deaf tone if they go up there and they just start, you know, praising celebrities for things. Plus, I don't think people want to hear the politics in it as well right now.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, I think they should just skip this year.
I'm kind of with him. How do you feel?
I feel the same. And if you watch the tweet that Jimmy Kimmel put out, he goes, I don't know how we're doing this or why we're doing this. So they're being transparent about not knowing if this is right. That's the only way to play it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to play it that way. And Jimmy Kimmel's good at that.
Yeah. So that's why I think you could pull it off. Just on the other side, maybe it'll let people forget for a minute. But I don't know if that's the climate that the world's in. They don't want to forget. They want to stay in tune to what's going on. So it is kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, guys, for the first time, we're hearing from rapper T.I.'s daughter about controversial comments he made about her virginity. Okay, T.I. made headlines in November after saying his daughter, Deja, or he sent her to the gynecologist every year to check her hymen. That's why I was stumbling before I even got there. In a recent episode of T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle, Deja opens up about how his comments impacted her and their relationship. Let's watch.
I do think my dad treats me differently than the boys when it comes to the subject of sex and supervision. My dad even jokes with King about becoming a baby daddy. He would never joke like that with me.
This situation is just a little traumatizing for me.
Now, Brandon, I want to go right to you. We talked about this earlier before the show. What do you think about this situation here?
I think we need to rethink our norms when it comes to how we treat our daughters and sons, you know, and this is me coming the bachelor, you know, but I can't go to my niece and when I see my nieces and nephews, I can't go, oh, I'm going to throw the football just with my nephew. Mm-hmm. Well, because my niece has an aunt, my sister plays women's professional football and she's really good at it, you know, so when it comes to these things like that iconic Bad Boy 2 scene, when they both show up and the guy Reggie's there to take the daughter on the date, I think these things that used to be normals for us, like growing up, being that sort of dad, we can't treat our daughters like that anymore. In a way, I think in this new world that we live in, we kind of have to treat our daughters like we treat our sons and really get them prepared for the harshness of this world.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I agree, but I think there's a learning curve. Being a father of 2 boys,
okay.
I don't know what it's like to be. I have brothers. My cousins are all boys. I'm not maybe familiar with what women are going through. I'm finding that out in marriage every day. So what I'm saying is that I would make a lot of mistakes. I'm still going to make mistakes, whether it's a boy or girl. As a parent, I think T.I. made a mistake here, and I think he's catching a little bit too much flack. I feel like you have to go through your mistakes and learn from them. You don't agree?
I totally disagree on that one.
Okay.
I think a mistake is buying the wrong clothes or saying the wrong thing. But when you are in the gynecologist's office and your legs are in stirrups, you're so vulnerable, especially as a young girl. Your pants are taken off. It's very painful. It's uncomfortable. To have your father think it's his business or acceptable to be in that room is more than a mistake to me. That's about ownership and not treating her like an individual. And someone wrote me and said, it's like a dad with a shotgun on the front porch, right? A front porch is drastically different than the gynecologist's office. It just is. So that's a very traumatizing moment, I think, for her, and I don't think he's getting enough flack.
Tori,
I really don't.
Hey, Jeff, can I jump in real quick? Can I ask Tori a question? But Tori, T.I. let's say she was pregnant. Now T.I. comes in as a provider for this child. So can you, and I'm not trying to mansplain or anything, but can you say that he was just in a way protecting his daughter and then kind of doing his due diligence because he may be a grandfather and he may have another mouth to feed in a way?
Right, but okay, so Brandon, I'm going to look you straight in the eye. Would you ever think it's appropriate to go into the gynecologist's office of one of your nieces, even if you were being a provider and could be a protector for her? That is so off limits. Let me
stop you there. Again, I don't agree. I'm going to let Brandon answer this, but having a daughter or a son is a lot different than a niece or a nephew, and I do want to say that. And if you don't have any kids,
it's even worse as your daughter, I think. I really do.
See, I don't.
It's your daughter.
But I'm not. Listen, I think we're taking this to an extreme level. I'm not saying this is okay to do. I'm saying you're going to make mistakes as a father.
And I'm saying this is so much more than a mistake. It's a weird part of his moral compass that he thought that's appropriate.
But go ahead and answer that question, Brandon. Would you take your niece to the gynecologist and do this?
I was hoping you got me out of that one, Jeff.
The answer is no.
Right, because it's an obvious thing. It's obvious you shouldn't be in that room.
Yeah. Right, but listen, as a parent, I just want to say to parents out there, not this specifically, it's hard being a parent. And I don't know what's right and I don't know what's wrong. I do know what's right and wrong, obviously. But sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to blur those lines. And that's my biggest fear as a parent. And I think if you guys become parents, you'll know that's going to be your biggest fear. So you're in one aspect, you're trying to protect your daughter in this particular case, and it comes off totally tone deaf and you don't know what's going on. So I see your point. He's wrong, but as a father, I want to empathize with him and know that he learned from this.
And again, I don't want to parent shame. I just think as speaking as a voice for that little girl who's like 13, 15, that is really unacceptable. It's very uncomfortable, and it's worse than a mistake, in my opinion. That's coming from me. I don't have kids.
All right. Well, let's get to another question Tori has a lot to say about. Gwyneth Paltrow has a new candle on the market. Oh, the actress debuted the new scent on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Let's take a look.
And we have a new one, which actually might be more for you to give to your wife.
Ooh.
And it's called.
What is it called? Oh my heavens! Oh my God!
And the box has fireworks.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it has fireworks. Oh my
Yeah.
All right, so we can't show you the word on TV for some reason. Let's just say the climatic candle is made with tart grapefruit, neroli oil, and ripe cassis berries.
No, cassis.
Cassis berries. I hate it already. Blended with gunpowder tea and Turkish rose, like her previous candle that smells like a certain female body part that we also can't say for some reason. This one sells for $75. All right, well, Tori, go for it.
No, you had a good point in this morning meeting. Why don't you say that first?
I forgot what I said.
You said it was a smart move because the other one sold out immediately.
Okay.
I think you're right. It's a smart move. I just think it's so narcissistic to think, but people obviously want it to have about. I find this so about me in a time right now in the climate which is about other people right now. Whatever. I know it. It's personal.
Agree, Brandon. Do you have a quick opinion about this?
I think it's brilliant for the guys because for those guys where they're, their partner's like, you didn't make me feel good. He can smell the room and be like, sounds like you had a good time. Smells like you had a good time to me. And just, it's the candle. It's the candle.
It's the candle.
I don't know where to go from that. Brandon, stick around. More Hollywood headlines coming up. The OG Ghostbusters get together for a virtual reunion. Why is Bill Murray wearing a sailor hat? Find out after the break. And take a look at our empty studio. Almost everyone is still working from home in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. We can't thank them enough. We miss you guys.
Closed captioning
Gonna Zoom.
Good one.
I feel like Tori wrote this. Ghostbusters, of course. Save this stuff for when Tori hosts. Josh Gad got the cast together to do a virtual reunion for his YouTube series. Check it out.
I'm so curious what's happening on Bill's head. What is that, Bill?
It's a slight homage to the
Stay pumped.
Yeah.
I love it. Now I see it.
Everything Bill Murray does. Bill Murray and the rest of the gang, including Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Sigourney Weaver, reminisced about some of their favorite moments from filming. They said a lot of it was improvised. I would assume that, actually. The reunion raised over $130,000 for charity. I like this.
This is unbelievable. This is a celebrity putting their money where their mouth is without sounding, to me, a little me, right? You know the part where he goes, Bill Murray, to the piano? When he walks in, he goes, ding-a-ling-ling. The ghosts hate that. You know, that's improvised.
Yeah.
We have that as like a poster downstairs. It's just a great, weird part.
He's the best. You know who I'm missing, though? Who I'm really missing?
I know.
Rick Moranis.
I know.
That guy was my childhood, and he's nowhere to be found right now.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Just one of the best actors of all time, in my opinion. Brandon, are you a Ghostbusters guy?
Can I be honest and say I don't think I've ever seen Ghostbusters before.
It's an honest answer. I think you would really enjoy it. It's really campy.
Campy?
Yeah, it's like hilarious.
I was a Ninja Turtles guy growing up.
If I told you, who are you going to call? You don't know the response?
Ghostbusters. I know Ghostbusters, but I don't remember the movie. I don't remember sitting down and feeling some sort of feeling watching the movie.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things that I kind of skipped on my childhood.
Yeah.
How long? It's been a while.
It has, but I will say, like, the Firehouse pole, like, if you were into it, the little, like,
the Firehouse pole?
Yeah, they slid down the pole. They were in a firehouse.
That's something else, Tori.
And then and then the proton pack.
Yeah. Coming up on DBL, Tesla CEO Elon Musk gave his baby one weird name that baffled the world, kind of like the fire pole reference. So we got to ask, when do names go too far? We're sharing your comments next.
They go down a fire pole.
If you are new to Medicare,
Welcome back to DBL. Unique celebrity baby names are nothing new, but Tesla CEO Elon Musk and singer Grimes picked a name for their son that was outlawed, I should say. The name of their child is X-Ash A12. I don't know if there's a dash in there somewhere, but it had to be changed because Acali names must be limited to the English alphabet, meaning no numbers or symbols, okay? So they replaced the characters in question with Roman numerals, which are technically letters. Elon outsmarting them again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, so if you're wondering, this unique name is rooted in math, science, and airplanes. So DBL Nation, When do you think this script is too long and unique names go too far? I'm going to read your comments, and then Tori and Brandon, we're going to get your take.
Is that how it works?
Brandon, here's the first comment. You ready, buddy? All right. Marvin from Facebook says, guess the C-3PO and R2-D2 were already taken.
Good one, Marvin.
Well, I mean, he is. You can't expect Elon Musk to name his kid a regular name like Jerome or something. You know, if Kanye and them have Stormy, well, not what's the Kardashian or the Jenner with the Stormy,
Kylie
and we
has
have
it,
all
Kylie.
these unique names. Yeah, Kylie has the Stormy. Come on, you knew Elon Musk was going to come up with something crazy. So I mean, it just fits his brand. It's on brand.
It's funny because his partner is called Grimes. Right. So he's already in there. But wouldn't it have been so ironic if he had named him like Gary Musk?
Yeah, it wouldn't be right.
And
he's going to be known as Ash anyway. They're going to call him Ash, you know? Let's get this next comment in. Candace from Facebook says, stick without of, don't get names out of this world. In the meantime, give teachers a break. I totally bombed that. I screwed that up.
Stick with out of this world nicknames. In the meantime, give teachers a break.
Yes, meaning yes.
Yeah.
Just get off me. Go to Tori.
Again, I'm very happy for Elon Musk. I don't know if you know his mother, Roxy Musk, I believe, is a model for like CoverGirl, a L'Oreal. And she's beautiful, stunning, older model.
Which has nothing to do with the name in question.
No, but I thought that'd be interesting.
Zero.
Yeah. All right, that was a great block. Up next on DBL, hanging pictures on the wall is easier said than done. I'll show you an ingenious toothpaste trick. Oh, don't even get a snack.
Emotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. Getting a photo to hang exactly where you want it isn't easy as you think.
No, it's not.
Unless you have toothpaste, Tori. I'm showing you a neat trick in this DBL home hack presented by American Home Shield. Check it out.
Cool.
What's up, guys? This next hack is super easy and super helpful. I love hanging pictures all over our new house. As you can see, we have a lot of work to do, but this hack is gonna save you some time. You don't need a tape measure. All you need is a photo, a hammer, a nail, and some toothpaste. What you do here is you take the back of your photo, right? Just take a little toothpaste right in the middle. That's all you need, right there. You take your blank wall, as you can see, and then you kind of just eye up where you want that photo to be. So that looks about in the middle to me. So you just want to press that down there. As you can see, that toothpaste is right where you want to nail. Get a little napkin, just wipe off that toothpaste. Look at that. Perfectly centered, no level, no measuring tape. Pretty good hack, pretty good coach. When it comes to your home, American Home Shield warranty helps cover many things homeowners insurance leaves out. Call American Home Shield at 1-800-919-3629 to get a free quote today. Brandon, I don't know if you could see that, but I was hanging up a picture of the great Mike Ditka.
Ditka, the Bears.
Ooh. Yeah.
Da Bears.
Da Bears.
Hey, Jeff, I'm loving these DIY projects, segments that we're doing since we're such a family-friendly show. But we need DIY segments for The Bachelor because I could have used this. Do you see how slanted this back painting is?
You got to get yourself a level.
Matter of fact, just take it off. I just want to take it off now. Just take it off.
You know,
Thanks for showing me up, Jeff.
It is really difficult. It's more difficult than you think to hang a picture. I'll be honest, because I always hit the one part of the wall where it goes like boing. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, it's called a stud,
Right.
and you want to find that stud.
No, you don't.
Yeah. What do you mean, no? No, from the peanut gallery out there. We have one person in studio. If you go through the wall and you don't hit a stud, it's not going to hang, especially if it's something heavy. Trust me, you got to put a plastic thing in there. Whoa,
Okay,
we'll see you tomorrow.
okay.